If you are a visitor online and would like Northwest to stay in touch with you, please fill out the visitor form appearing in the chat box. If you are with us in person, you can fill out the visitor sign-in form out in the atrium. And now, please greet your neighbor from wherever you are. We have a few announcements, maybe even more than a few announcements. We are thrilled to announce that Julie Stevens has accepted our offer to become Northwest's music coordinator. Julie will start in January, and we look forward to her musical contribution. Today, after the service, you're invited to join us for coffee and light refreshments in the multipurpose room, hosted by the membership committee. And we had a last minute thing added here. One of our sage elders, John Amberger, has had a fall and is in the hospital. And we're going to have cards in the social hour for you to sign for John. It'll be on the piano. Announcement number 3. We have leadership opportunities for people. We're recruiting board members and committee chairs and have several openings. If you want to learn more, please see Cheryl Goldberg, Mohsen Azerbaiджani, or Sharia Robinson Lane. Holiday services. Come join us for our annual candlelight service tonight at 6 p.m. The service will be here at Northwest. We'll celebrate the winter holidays, Hanukkah, solstice, Christmas, and Kwanzaa. And you should bring a dessert to share after the service. We won't be having a morning service on Sunday, December 24th. This building will be closed. Christmas Eve service will be at First UU Church of Detroit. Join Reverend Julie Brock and Pastor Eli Kranz for traditional carols and stories. The Christmas Eve candlelight service is at 6 p.m. Last announcement, Reverend David Pyle, the UUA Mid-America Regional Lead, was here in town to meet with the boards of First UU Detroit and Northwest. He helped move the joint minister contract writing process forward. We anticipate having the agreement ready for the boards to approve at their early January board meetings. David Pyle will return to preach a sermon and participate in a community conversation with both congregations on Sunday, February 25th. And now, before we begin our service, let's take a big, deep breath. And how about a second one? You are invited to rise in body or spirit and join me in singing hymn number 245, Joy to the World.
On a cold winter's evening, as wet weather abounded, took place a tale whose facts may seem unfounded, but as wild as the story may seem to appear, I assure you it happened. You'll believe when you hear. But before we begin, you simply must understand that the place we are on is on unceded land. This is the land of the Anishinaabe, both present and past, and we honor this land so that its history may last. So to the land and its people from all generations, we offer to you our profound veneration.
We light our chalice as a visible symbol of our faith. We light the chalice of our hearts, uniting all woozles, zacks, sneetches, and sharts. For when we make a little room, we share in our hope and in our gloom. So today, let us embrace one another to watch the flame in our hearts somehow grow and grow to an enormous size, connecting us to the universe with every sunrise. As one person, you may feel small, but like the flame, even you can affect nightfall.
Lay the town of UUville, home of the UUs. Ask many UUs and they'll have this to say: there's no place like UUville around Christmas Day. Every window was flocked, every lamppost was dressed, and the UUville choir sang their holiday best.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Earth Day was fine, and gathering was pleasant. At Flower Communion, all were happily present, but all UUs knew, from their toes to their hair, that the season of light filled their hearts most beyond compare.
Okay, got it. Now we just need Cindy Lou, Honey.
Mother, doesn't this seem a bit much?
Oh, honey, present shopping? This is what Christmas is all about. Can't you feel it?
I don't really know, but I know Christmas has to be more than this.
For so the children come, and so they have been coming. Always in the same way they come, born of the seed of man and woman. No angels herald their beginnings. No prophets predict their future courses. No wise men see a star to show where to find the babe that will save humankind. Yet each night a child is born is a holy night. Fathers and mothers sitting beside their children's cribs feel glory in the sight of a new life beginning. They ask, where and how will it new life end? Or will it ever end? Each night a child is born is a holy night, a time for singing, a time for wondering, a time for worshiping.
Every UU in UUville liked Christmas a lot. But the Grinch, who lived north of UUville, did not.
The Grinch hated Christmas, the whole light-filled season. Now please don't ask why. We aren't sure of the reason. It could be that their head wasn't screwed on just right, or it could be, perhaps, that their shoes were too tight. But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that the Grinch's heart was 2 sizes too small.
Hold on there a minute. That's not right at all. My heart is not 2 sizes too small. My head is on straight, and so are my shoes. There are 2 sides to a story, so listen here, you. I never used to hate Christmas. I thought it was fun. I like presents and tinsel and all that stuff. I grew up in this place, but I never fit in. Children laughed at my hair and my lopsided grin. They laughed at my color. They laughed at my size. They laughed at my clothing. They laughed and told lies. Even my teacher thought I was strange. She thought I was silly, not right, deranged. Christmas came round and I saw my chance to make some new friends who would make my heart dance. I made my teacher a present. I worked really hard, and she turned it away without reading my card. Just because I was different. Oh, can't you see? None of them ever wanted me. It's so sad. Oh, I'm crying.
Is to encourage all who gather together to grow more generous. This is the great end of all the world's faith traditions, to bring the human being closer to the divine by acts of creation and compassion. Each month, Northwest shares 50% of the plate collections with a local 501c3 organization. The social justice team has selected the Michigan UU Social Justice Network as our December plate collection recipient. Moosjin is a statewide network of activists from 24 UU congregations and fellowships and their friends who work together for social justice. You can give in a variety of ways that are now visible on your screen. For those here in person, we will pass a collection basket for checks and cash.
Boy, nothing beats Christmas, right?
I guess.
What do you mean, you guess?
I mean, I just look around at you and Mother and everyone's getting all kerbobbled. Everyone's, can I be silent then? Well, it's just everyone's getting. Well, it's just I look around at you and Mother, and everyone's getting all bobbled about stuff. Doesn't that seem extra?
Oh, honey.
So, whatever the reason, their heart or their shoes, the Grinch stood outside their cave, feeling hateful about the UUs. Staring up from their cave, the Grinch sourly frowned at the warm lighted windows below on the town, for the Grinch knew the UUs in UUville beneath were busy now hanging their holiday wreath.
And they're hanging their stockings.
The Grinch snarled with a sneer.
Tomorrow is Christmas. It's practically here.
And they growled with their Grinch fingers nervously drumming.
I must find some way to stop Christmas from coming.
For tomorrow, the Grinch knew that you kids with joy would wake bright and early and rush for their toys.
And then, oh the noise, noise. They'll bang on Tong Tingler, they'll blow on their Flu Flounder, they'll crash on Chang Jingler and bounce on Boing Bounders.
Then UUs, young and old, would sit down to the feast, and they'll feast, and they'll feast.
And they'll feast. They'll eat tofu pudding and imitation roast beast. And that's something I just cannot stand in the least.
And the more the Grinch thought of what Christmas would bring, the more the Grinch thought,
I must stop this whole thing. Why, for year after year I've put up with it now. I must stop this Christmas from coming. But how?
So that grumpy Grinch got an idea, an awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea.
Oh, I know just what to do.
Dear ones, the Grinch is feeling very left out, isn't he? Because he was different. He didn't fit in. Maybe it was the green fur or what he wore or who he was inside. Feeling alone and isolated might be something you share with the Grinch during this holiday season. Many folks have things happening right now in their lives that is making it difficult. It might be a medical diagnosis or treatments, a change or loss of a job, the unending wars and conflicts and loss of life around the world, their unsettled relationships, anniversaries of deaths. All of the sorrows that we hold affect how we approach the holidays. I want you to know you are held and seen and loved by me, by the other ministers and the staff, by this community, and you do not need to hold your sorrows alone. Take a moment and very quietly just look around at those present, either in the Zoom room or those seated next to you in the sanctuary. And now imagine you are helping someone you see hold their own grief, and they are helping you hold yours. We light a candle now for all these sorrows and pains you are holding. And now, remembering that you are in a place that offers you unconditional love, imagine something joyful you are holding in your heart. What is something you are truly grateful for this day, in this holiday season? If nothing comes to mind, I invite you to think about your gratitude for this community, this congregation, both of these congregations together, the same people you paid attention to a moment ago. Think about how there are people here who also share in your joys and celebrations. So we light a candle now for all of these joys and celebrations. We would not be able to experience or understand fully joy if not with sorrow. And likewise, sorrow is experienced in relation to joy. So let's take a few moments together, shared breath. Breathe as is comfortable for you, knowing this is different for each of us. Let your body settle into any position that is most comfortable for you. Your eyes closed, or open, perhaps focusing on the flame of your chalice this morning. Will you join me then in the spirit of prayer? Spirit of life, of love, of light, spirit that brings the beautiful voices of children into this space. In this magical and mysterious season, when darkness offers us a quiet space from which we may be comforted, may we be held in the assurance that we do not travel this life journey alone. May we feel supported and loved, just as we support and love those around us, even those who, like the Grinch, may seem different or difficult to love at first. May we work for peace in this holy season and always. Peace in our own hearts, in our homes, peace in our community, and in the world. Amen, and may it be so.
The Grinch knew just what to do, so they laughed in their throat, and they put on a Santa Claus coat. And they chucked and they clucked at this great Grinchy trick. But that did not stop the old Grinch, no, not one bit, so they called their dogs. And the Grinch tied some antlers on top of their heads.
All their windows were dark. Quiet snow filled the air. All the UUs were dreaming sweet dreams without care. When the Grinch came to the first little house on the square...
I have no idea. Oh. My finger. Come on, dogs. This is our first stop. Dog.
The old Grinchy claws hissed, and they climbed to the roof, empty bags in their fist. They'd slide down the chimney, a rather tight pinch, but if Santa could do it, then so could the Grinch. They got stuck only once, for a moment or two. Then they stuck their heads out of the fireplace flue.
Oh. Shh. A little more stealth, please.
Where the little UU stockings all hung in a row.
These stockings are the first things to go.
Then they slunk to the kitchen. They eyed the UU's feast. The Grinch took the pudding, and they took the tofu roast beast. They cleaned out that kitchen as quick as a flash, while that Grinch even took the last bit of veggie mash. Then they stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee.
And now I'll stuff up the tree.
And the Grinch grabbed the tree and he started to shove when he heard a small sound like the coo of a dove.
Excuse me.
The Grinch had been caught by this UU daughter who'd gotten out of bed for a cold cup of water.
What are you doing with our tree?
But you know that old Grinch was so smart and so slick that they thought up a lie and they thought it up quick.
Why, my sweet child?
The fake Santa Claus lie.
There's a light on this tree that won't light on one side, so I'm taking it home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there, and then I'll bring it back here.
The Grinch got her a drink, and they patted her head, and with that, the old Grinch sent her to bed. And when Cindy Lou was in bed with her cup, well, the Grinch went to the chimney and stuffed the tree up.
Let's go this way, spot.
Then the Grinch went up the chimney themselves. The old liar, on their walls they left nothing but hooks and some wire. And one speck of food that they left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse. Then they slithered and slunk with a smile most unpleasant around each UU home, and they took every present.
You're a heel. You're as cuddly as a cactus. You're as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a greasy black peel. You're a monster, Mr. Grinch. Your heart's an empty hole. Your brain is full of spiders. You've got garlic in your soul, Mr. Grinch. I wouldn't touch you with a 39.5-foot pole. You're a foul one, Mr. Grinch. You're a nasty, wasty skunk. Your heart is full of unwashed socks. Your soul is full of gunk, Mr. Grinch. The three words that best describe you are as follows, and I quote: stink, stank, stunk. You're a nuisance, Mr. Grinch, with a nuisance super nose. You're a crooked, jerky jockey, and you drive a crooked horse, Mr. Grinch. You're a three-decker sauerkraut and toadstool sandwich with arsenic sauce.
Well, that's not very nice. Well, that's not very nice. We don't know them that well. For all that we know, they could be sort of swell. There must be a cause for what's happening here. I'm sure once you knew them, you would have no fear. They don't deserve to be called such names. They should be treated exactly the same. This is what we believe, and I find to be true. This is one of the things that make us UU.
3,000 feet up in their cave in Mount Crumpet, the Grinch stashed all they'd taken. They just couldn't dump it. And they hung up the ribbons and they put up the bows and they set up the tree as it started to snow. The presents were shoved here and there without care, but soon the Grinch's cave didn't look like a lair.
Pooh to the UUs.
They were Grinchishly humming.
They'll find out soon that no Christmas is coming. They'll be waking up later. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open a minute or two. Then all those UUs and UUville will cry out boo-hoo.
Mr. Grinch,
What do you want?
I came to see you. No one should be alone on Christmas.
Well, that's all well and good coming from you and the rest of your loving UUs.
I've heard all the stories, the things some people say. We UUs don't want you treated that way. Not all people are like that. Not all people are mean. I like that you're ugly, fluffy, and green. You may not like people, but if you could try, you could see that Christmas isn't the things we buy. Christmas is love, hope, and light. This is why I came tonight. Christmas is about community, not the lights or the ribbons or the big fancy tree.
You are just a child. This one's small, you. I am the Grinch. I know better than you what people are and what people do, no matter if they are or are not a you.
I know you've been hurt and many been scarred by their ways.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
But we look at these things in different ways. I brought you a chalice to brighten your home so that you won't feel so quite alone. So that you won't feel so quiet, so alone. This chalice really means something to me. I'll try to explain so that you can see. Its light symbolizes the bond that we share. We try to stand up and do things that are fair. I hope you can see or try to understand.
And with that, Cindy Lou gave Grinch the chalice in his hand.
Times you have to do right, even though you've been scarred. And now I invite you to rise in body or spirit and join us in singing hymn number 131, Love Will Guide Us.
Most is community, my parents, my family, my friends, and me.
We already possess all the gifts we need. Our presents have nothing to do with greed. Spirits filled with joy and mirth and determination to create true peace on earth. Music we can feel in our bones. Our hearts grow with the light and love around which we can all be whole. Just 1 second.
Then the Grinch heard a sound rising over the snow. It started in low, then it started to grow. But the sound wasn't sad. Why, this sounded merry. It couldn't be so, but it was merry, very.
Every UU in UUville, the tall and the small, were singing without any presents at all. They hadn't stopped Christmas from coming, it came. Somehow or another, it came just the same.
And the Grinch, with their Grinch feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling.
How could it be so? It came without ribbons, it came without tags, it came without packages, boxes, or bags.
And they puzzled and puzzled till their puzzler was sore. And then the Grinch thought of something they hadn't before.
Maybe Christmas doesn't come from a store. Maybe perhaps Christmas means a little bit more. Maybe it's about being more aware of the community we have and love and care.
And then what happened? In UUville, they say that the Grinch's heart grew 3 sizes that day.
But here is something you may not have known. Even the UU's heart has started to grow. Because of Cindy Lou's kindness and care, the Grinch made one more trip to their lair.
They brought back the toys and the food for the feast. And they themselves, the Grinch, carved the imitation roast beast. Merry Christmas!
Let's not open that right now.
Thank you all for attending the pageant. We greatly appreciate our actors and actresses for participating and putting their parts and participating in rehearsals. We would like to take a few minutes to thank all who involved in this production. I would like to thank our set designers, Emma McLean, Emma Marcotte, Mina Marcotte, Louisa Giddings, Brooklyn Toko, and Annika Partham. I would like to thank our prop designers, Amanda Spurrell, Marilee Seacrest, Julia Glenis, and Eva Leventer. I would like to thank our director, Julie Brock. And our worship leaders, Jim Moyer and Teresa Rolk. Our music leaders, Eric Gardner, Todd Bellew, and Joy Choir. Our tech team, Mike Bowie, Ralph, and Ben Gable. And our producers, Eva Leventer and Marilee Seacrest. And now for our cast, I would like to welcome up the Grinch, Amelia Kinnan. Cindy Lou, Sadie Stewart. Mother, Annika Partham. Father, Uriah Toko. Dogs, Wilder, Ashley, Freya Jelinas. And cat, Donovan Brockerman. And our UUs, Brooklyn Toko, Oliver Kinnan, Amel Jelinas. Our narrators, Julie Brock and Jasper Rogerson. here they are. One last round of applause.